Jodi Dunne, defending the seat of Bush Fair. Quickly reflect, if you can. Have you enjoyed the last 4 years?
I have, yes. It's been a true honour to be a part of this Harlow Council. I think the things that I've enjoyed the most are the things that we kind of can't talk about, and that is helping out individual residents, because all of this stuff is obviously confidential. So yeah, it's certainly the job of the ward councillor is keeping me very busy, but it's also the most enjoyable part for me.
If anybody's on social media, it seems to us, or people, week in, week out, you're knocking on doors all over the town. And one of your colleagues kind of describes it as the engine room of your group, of your party. When you're knocking on doors in January to December, are there typical questions, and how do you answer them?
Well, there can be. I mean, it's the general question will be the general state of the country, really, a national state of the country, because we're not really in an election mode at that point. Obviously, there'll be elections in May, but it is just a bit of a walk around to say hi and to see if they've got any issues they'd like to talk about. One of which was obviously going to be potholes and things like this. So, issues that are kind of indicative to Harlow around that time.
What are your answers? Because if people say to you, you're all the same, what do you say?
Well, we can have a slate of policies that we have in the Harlow Labour Party to differentiate ourselves from the Conservative Party, and so there's that. And we also, the very fact that we're out as well, we get a lot of people saying, well, no one else comes around. We don't see anybody else, especially around sort of January, February time. Or even leading up to elections, we don't see people knocking on doors and asking us how things are, because that's the conversation we have. We don't immediately ask somebody how they're going to vote.
And is that why you call it Labour? You call it Labour doorstep.
Yeah.
You call it the conversation.
Yeah.
Just saying to people, almost like a soft skill.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
And they go, well, there's this and that, and sometimes that's part of being a representative.
Absolutely, yeah. And you have some really good conversations, some very serious conversations as well. Sometimes you feel like you don't want to sully it by asking people how they vote. It's as simple as that, because you're getting on so well, But just being there, I think a lot of people say that. A lot of people say, well, you're all out and you're talking to us, it's wonderful.
And out in the chamber, council, cabinet, committees, you're not really one for mentioning other colleagues standing up, blah, blah. You're more in the background, in the committees. Is that more your style? I
think so, yes. We've got some very skilled people in the Harlow Labour Party, but we also, as a group, we can cover most bases as far as our skill set goes. The committee situation, I think I like a bit better, because it's, for want of a better phrase, it's less vicious. There's a bit of collaboration going on, I would probably say, and there's a lot of reports to read and this sort of thing, so you're getting really into the minutiae of the council, rather than sort of thinking, well, we're going to go in there and we're going to have an argument, or this person might say that, this person might say that. Particularly things with regards to street drinking on the licensing committee, this sort of thing, very important things that people worry about in the town, and we can come to some sort of consensus on that.
Now, you have a big ward, there are lots of streets in your ward, we happen to be on Tumblr Road. It is, Jodi, impassable.
It is.
I haven't driven down there, I've gone all the way along the line and walked. What can you, as a Labour candidate again, do about this?
Well, like you say, it is impassable around here. First of all, my fear is that the Essex County Council, Torre Essex County Council's inaction on this will lead to somebody being hurt, or even worse. And we've seen Tilwick's Road that's being done. It's very welcome. Don't get me wrong, when they say that they're doing roads in Harlow, like First Avenue and just up the road there, it's very welcome. But you wonder why this has been neglected. And I think a strong Labour council, if should we get back into power, or even an opposition, and strong Labour councillors, can put pressure on Essex County Council, can put pressure on the ward councillors for Essex County Council and the county council themselves. And I think it's better able to do that, because Conservatives are their district, county and parliamentary level. For want of a better phrase, we wouldn't mind upsetting people, quite frankly, if it gets the job done like this. And personally, I believe that councillors, that road users rather, in Harlow would kind of put up with a little bit of inconvenience if their roads were passable. Like a night where they couldn't drive down it. As long as it doesn't mean that they're phoning up the insurance company every 5 minutes.
I said you're like an engine room, but you do like a little comment on Facebook. You like to say, "Where's our new hospital?"
I do, yeah.
No apologies.
Yeah, of course not. No. I think
because where is our new hospital?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, for the last might be 3 general elections, we've been promised this. And for me, if you promise things, you've got to deliver. You really have to deliver. And we've seen nationally, it's been chaotic. Locally as well, I mean, it's been quite extraordinary, really. We've had sackings, we've had walkouts, we've had the change at the top of the council. What I would say about that is, in a Harlow level, we've got a united group. Of course we have disappointments, we'll always have, we're humans, we do, but we have a way of communicating with each other. That doesn't mean that we all flounce off and quit and make statements in the press about how dreadful everybody is. You know, that would be ignoring your core principle as a councillor, and that is your duty to your residents and the people that voted for you, and the care of your residents. And all the while people are playing silly political games, they're not focusing on that. And people feel that on the doors as well.